It's Monday morning. Time to go to work. Blue-collar worker, time to wake up and roll. Get that coffee in your system, get your mind and your soul. Boots by the doorway, hard hat riding shotgun. Sun ain't even up yet, but the day's already begun. Steel toes hit the gravel, cold air fills your lungs. Another day to build it right, another job to get done. No shortcuts taken, no easy road we choose. We earn every dollar, got too much pride to lose. Get that coffee and hit the road, no delay, no slowing down. Another job, another load, we're the backbone of this town. Get to the site and get to working, hands in motion, engines turning, making America great again. With sweat and grit we're earning, breaking down the old and failing, building strength that won't give in. From the ground up, never trailing, making America great again. Desk or office space for us, no climate control routine. We work in dirt, steel and concrete, where real lives lived and seen. Using our heads, hands and backs, every move has got a cost. Measure cuts and steady hands, no room for getting lost. Blueprints in the morning light, changing plans by noon, solving problems on the fly, getting it done real soon. Weather don't stop nothing, rain, cold, or blazing heat. We show up ready every day and stand on our own 2 feet. Get that coffee and hit the road, no delay, no slowing down. Another job, another load, we're the backbone of this town. Get to the side and get to working, hands in motion, engines turning, making America great again. With sweat and grit we're earning, breaking down the old and failing, building strength that won't give in. From the ground up, never trailing, making America great again. Building the new infrastructure to hold the future, laying down the work that time won't erase. Building up again, from sending rockets to housing the many every place. From highways stretching miles and miles to homes where families grow. We don't just build for today, we build for years we'll never know. You see it when you drive by, steel going up, concrete being poured. That's us, that's blue collar, building a newer, stronger foundation, rising higher every day, building stronger, higher and better. We don't back down or fade away, making America great again. Every beam and every stone, we don't just build the country, we build a place called home. Blue-collar worker, time to get up and go. Boots on the ground, let's go to work.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hard working brothers and sisters getting ready to hit the road out there. The blue collar sunrise. Hope everybody's doing well today. All right. This is Bubba. Middle Class Bubba, coming to you live from this side of the lunch bucket. This side of another cup of coffee. Of course, I ain't had my first one yet. It's time. I'm ready. And this side of another Monday morning opportunity. And somewhere beyond the digital Appalachian Ridge line, smiling through the veil with wisdom, wit, and just enough hillbilly common sense to keep me honest, since Pluriforia, she's right there. She's self-generated image. She's one that helps me stay organized and keep this thing going. If it weren't for her, I don't know if I could keep up the pace. The sun is waking up. Man, the highways are starting to feel too, ain't they? I can see it. The red lights, the tail lights, the headlights, just one stream of humanity headed somewhere getting something done. If you're out there this time of day, you're probably building something. You're probably involved in one of the trades. The job trailers are, they might be lighting up depending on what time to start. Some job sites, when it's getting heat, we got a high dome pressure system moving into the southeast. Perhaps some of you guys have changed your work schedule out there, getting started an hour early. So you'd be getting on site now, maybe, getting ready to start work at 6. The job trailers are lighting up. The coffee's brewing. Guys are wheeling into the quick trip or the racetrack, getting their coffee and diesel and grabbing breakfast, and somewhere somebody's asking, who's got the key to the skid steer? Hey, you got a key to the skid steer? That's an everyday occurrence, I think. It's another beautiful opportunity to build something worthwhile. So before that first machine starts, before the first meeting begins, before the first hammer swings, let's get our minds right, because around here we believe in being safe, timely, and efficient. And today's reminder comes from from within. And remember, tools don't make the craftsman. It's what's inside. A poor workman always blames his tools. But that's the phrase of the week. Tools don't make the craftsman. You can walk into any hardware store today and you'll see it. The newest drills, the newest saws, the newest lasers, laser levelers. Whew, boy, they're nice. The newest technology. And they're all impressive. They've got those displays set up, flashing special prices at you. And you saw a buddy that had one, and you think you need one. But here's the truth. Every old craftsman already knows. Tools don't make the craftsman. Skills does. Discipline does. Experience makes the craftsman. Judgment makes the craftsman. Give a master carpenter a worn-out hand plane, and he'll still build something beautiful. Give an amateur a truckload of brand new tools, and he may still struggle to build a straight wall. Now, don't get me wrong, the tool is important, but the person using it matters far more. The same principle applies to life. Books don't make wisdom. Money doesn't make character. Titles don't make leaders. Opportunity doesn't make success. People do. Your greatest tool has always been the one between your ears. So, as you start this week, sharpen your mind as carefully as you sharpen your tools, because craftsmanship begins long before the work begins. I don't know if I say that enough or say that in enough ways for it to make a difference in some people's lives. If you know, you know. Effort. Yeah, effort is good. But define the effort. Planned effort. Knowing what you're doing. And that just comes with a buttload of repetition and experience. Ain't no way around it. Now, you boys, I'm still waking up. A conscientious effort will get you a lot further than a non-conscientious effort, and you know what I'm talking about. If a guy can't do a good job cleaning up a job site doing housekeeping, what makes you think he's going to do a good job of installing a piece of equipment or building a foundation for a building? Good work is good work, regardless of the work. You know, if you're the best wheelbarrow pusher on the job site and you're moving in a safe, timely, and efficient manner, I promise you, you'll get noticed. People always notice the guy with a smile on his face, the guy who's moving in an effort, who's not ducking and diving, looking for a place to chill his heels, cool his heels while everybody else is sweating. Yeah, you know that guy. Always got an excuse too. You ever met that guy? I was gonna do that, but no, the superintendent, he's unfocused, unreliable, pretentious. Being pretentious and being unproductive seem to go hand in hand. Anyway, welcome to the Morning Bubba. We come here every day to motivate ourselves and get motivated for the week, lift each other up, and moving forward, making America great again. Yeah, I know that's a political slogan, but it's a damn good one. This is the best country on the face of the earth. And people like you and me, we want to get out here and show the world exactly what we're made of. Let's get tough. Let's get out there and show the world. Let's show each other that we got the things that's required to build great things. Get the old stuff out of the way that was put together by ne'er-do-wells, bad planning, bad contracts. Get all that mess out of the way. Buildings that are crumbling. You know, you look at some of the homes and stuff they put up today, and after 5 years, they're falling apart. The foundations weren't correct. The foundations were installed by people that had poor foundations. Hurry up, make a buck, shortcut it. Don't worry about it. We just got to get our money and go. And things built on a weak foundation will not stand the test of time. So let's get out there and make things right. Let's build this country. Let's put the infrastructure in place. Let's build the rocket ships. Let's build the rail systems, the roadways, the wastewater treatment systems. Let's put all that together the way it should be put together, so it lasts 100 years, so it lasts 1,000 years. That's what we need to be known for. From the year 2026 on, this needs to be known as boom time on the face of the planet, where we do it right. We protect the planet. We protect each other. We build smart. We build for endurance, not just the quick profit. You know, there's probably a great deal of concern. You know, you build a high rise, 100 stories, and you don't put it together right. And then you've got other ones around it that aren't put together right. And that foundation starts failing. You're going to abandon cities. Whole cities are going to, if we don't get this right. We've got to get it right. Oh, who wants to live in the dark ages? Not me. I want to live a peaceful country life, but I know that demands of the human race are sometimes greater than my own desires. But anyway, let's get out there and make America great. Let's put this baby back together and bless her with our skills, talents, love, and affection. All righty. Everybody got their coffee? Who's riding in? Send me a chat. If you're sitting there this morning getting ready and you're listening to me, just say, hey, good morning, Scott. Just want to let you know we're out here getting ready to roll. We're on a infrastructure job here in whatever city, and we're putting in new lines. We're putting in new utilities. We're putting in new wastewater. We're out here getting ready to dig. Or, hey, Scott, putting in the foundation for a new high rise this morning, putting in the foundation for a new cold storage, putting in a foundation for a new factory. Come on, let me hear about it. Just send me something. Tell me what trades you rep and where you're headed this morning. I really want to know who I'm reaching. Anyway, let's get on to the next portion. Today we're going to talk about we're moving into the summer weather pattern here in the Southeast in particular. That's where I'm located, but hell, feel free to send me a chat and let me know. Now, you know what? I got something going on here and I need to fix it. That darn old, man. Move that around. There we go. If you noticed what I changed, Let me know if you noticed. Anyway, weather patterns. Want to talk about these summer pop-up thunderstorms and lightning safety. Summer afternoon across much of the country brings a familiar pattern. Blue skies, warm temperatures, and then suddenly dark clouds, thunder, lightning, and heavy rain. Construction workers often find themselves directly in the path of these fast-moving storms. They're called summer pop-up storms. They happen particularly in the southeast, Gulf Coast states, Atlantic Coast states. But here's the important part. If you hear thunder, lightning is already close enough to strike you. Now, OSHA recommends that employers monitor weather conditions. When I'm in the field, I have I use the lightning bug. Then there's 100 of them. People can say whether one is more accurate than the other, but the point being is that we're monitoring. Make sure that on a job site that you've identified safe shelters before work begins. And that could be if you're in tornado season, tornado alley, make sure that shelter is substantial enough to protect from the high winds associated with those type of storms. And then if the occasion rises, stop work when thunderstorms threaten. Now, the safest shelters are substantial buildings or hard-topped metal vehicles with the windows rolled up. You want to stay away from cranes. They're good lightning rods. Make sure you stay away from scaffolding. The wind may catch them and bring them down. Stay off the roofs. You're at a higher elevation. You've got a greater exposure. Ladders, utility poles, another good lightning rod, large equipment. And there's some debate about that. If you're working in a track hoe, are you insulated sitting in the cab of a track hoe? Send me a chat and let me know your thoughts on it. If you're more experienced than I am, I'm really interested in other people's opinions. Okay, metal fencing. I remember as a kid one time, it started a downpour and we were all in the carport outside still, but we were undercover. And this house had a chain link fence in the backyard, and then lightning struck that fence. And boy, when it hit, you could hear bzzz, and the fence glowed, and all of a sudden, pow, that clap of thunder. I tell you what, you talking about a bunch of screaming kids. We were probably preteens or adolescents, and yeah, man, whoo. Boy, open fields, like if you're playing golf, we're talking about a construction job. We're construction guys, and we get out and play golf. I'm sure I played plenty of golf, but if you're in the open field and you're cutting in for a building site and you're doing grading work and you're in the middle of open field, whoa, you're a prime target. And so be aware of those, and be wary too, and don't rush back outside too quickly. Wait at least 30 minutes after the last sound of thunder before resuming outdoor work. Remember, rain doesn't cause lightning. Thunderstorms do. Many lightning victims are struck before the rain begins or after it appears the storm has passed. The safest decision you'll ever make during a thunderstorm is knowing when to stop work. No schedule, ain't no schedule worth your life. So in these storms, and I've been out there, there's I forgot to turn on my phone, but before the lightning bug and all that stuff, we had a rule of thumb. If you saw a flash of lightning and you start counting 10,001, 10,002, 10,003, and if you heard the thunder before you hit 30, then the lightning was within 6 miles and you needed to find shelter. So keep that in mind. Let me get this thing on. Yeah, somebody may call in to the show here, and I wanted to make sure that I was connected up to receive any phone calls. Hey, feel free. If you want to call in, send me a chat and we'll exchange contact information. If you want to call into the show, I would love to have you call in to the show. If you're another safety professional, a superintendent, a project manager, and you're up this time of day trying to get your guys rolling, and you want to be a part of this live stream and get a part of it and get your guys motivated and say, hey, I'll be on this live stream with Scott. Hey, come on, let me know. Let's start a conversation. We'll hook it up through a Zoom or meeting or something, and we can run it through OBS and broadcast it out, and you can be a part of it. Love to do that. Love to do that. All right, where are we at? It is 5:23 in the morning. How's that coffee taste this morning? Got you guys picked up? Some of you guys got 3 or 4 guys you got to pick up and then still be on the job site on time. Some of you are supervisors and you got to pick up your whole crew, meet at the shop, load them in your crew cab and get to moving along with tools and supplies. Some of you are sitting at the Quick Trip or the racetrack right now, fueling generators, picking up fuel for skid steers, picking up fuel for the men, being coffee and breakfast. And some of you are tooling down the highway with your crew asleep in the cab, trusting you every inch of the way to get them to work safely. Some of you guys, man, it amazes me. They'll get up an hour earlier than everybody else, drive around, pick up their men, pick up tools and supplies, drive to the job site, have their paperwork in order, do their safety meetings, and work 12, 15 hours a day, and then take everybody home and finally get home in time to collapse into the bed. Maybe, I'd get a quick shower and collapse into bed, say hello to the kids and to sleep. And then your weekends are filled with honey-do lists and soccer games. I respect you guys. I thank the good Lord every day that you have the willpower and the tenacity to get out there and do that. I've been there. I've done that. And the days are flying by, and your feet hurt, you're worn out, your boots, your clothes are dirty. Thank you guys. But anyway, Monday morning, here we are. Let's see if we can brighten the day before somebody starts filling out a lightning permit. Old labor guy, he asked the foreman, "Hey, boss, how do I know if these gloves fit?" Foreman looked at him and said, "Can you still pick up your paycheck?" I bet he can. Got welding gloves on. Yeah, I can get that. He folded up and put his wallet wearing welding gloves. Anyway, Carpenter proudly bought the most expensive drill in the store. Old timer looked at it and smiled. "Well, that's a mighty fine drill." Young carpenter grinned. "It ought to make me a better carpenter." The old timer replied, "It'll make holes. The carpenter part is still up to you." That's a good one. Old superintendent, he asked, he says, "Who's responsible for keeping these tools clean?" The whole crew pointed at each other. The tools remained suspiciously silent. Don't you know that? Whose job is this? That guy. I tell you what, I've been on job sites where, older guy, he can still do the work. He could push a wheelbarrow, he could swing a hammer, he can frame for walls, he can form concrete, he could break re-rod, he could do weld, he can operate a skid steer, he can do every bit of it, and has trained many a man to do that type of work. But he recognizes that sometimes, I can keep working, but I can take on this responsibility. Let them young boys who want to run that equipment and show what they know about framing get out there. And what I'll do is I'll take on the responsibility of maintaining the tool room, or making sure we've got everything, and communicating with the supervisor with the needs that we may have for the rest of the day or the next day. He takes on that responsibility because his body is still capable, but it's getting to where he needs to do other things. And I've seen those jobs, and I've seen those middle to late age guys out there because they realize after years and decades of being on the job that keeping track of and taking care of the equipment is important. If it's broken, they'll say, "Get me a new handle," and they'll fix it. Electrical cords, they'll put new ends on it, and whatever they need to do to keep the job running smoothly for those guys who are embattled in the physical labor. So thank you, older guys out there who take that role on and do it seriously. And that kind of leads me up to the next section I want to talk about this morning is in the tools and tricks on extending the life of tool batteries. Now, today's tools, cordless tools, they're incredible. They're lighter. They're plenty powerful to do the work. They're more efficient. But the most expensive part of many cordless tools isn't the drill, it's the battery. You can buy the drill cheap. Them old lithium ions, they're expensive. And a little care can dramatically extend battery life. First of all, try and keep the batteries cool. Now, I'm not talking about refrigeration. I'm talking about don't leave them in the direct sun. Keep them in a shaded area. Keep them in a tool trailer somewhere where they don't get beat down by the sun. Heat is the enemy. So don't leave batteries sitting on the dashboards or in direct sunlight. Those high temperatures shorten the battery life. And another thing with these lithium ions, avoid complete discharge. I've got a couple tools around here, electronic stuff, like your phones and all that. I'm bad sometimes about, especially on the drones. They've got, the drones I have smart circuitry in the batteries, and they'll discharge down to like 80%, and then they kind of shut off or reduce what's happening inside of them so it slows down. I've got some of those batteries that are 5 years, and I still get pretty good flight time on them. But then again, I look out for them. I take care of them, and I haven't used them in a couple months now, so I know that I need to break them out and check their capacities, things like that. But anyway, let's keep that kind of thing in mind. The high temperatures shorten battery life. Avoid complete discharge. The modern lithium-ion batteries generally last longer when they're charged before completely depleted. My drone, I don't ever want to completely deplete them because they're probably in flight. That ain't good. And I have, in the very beginning, ran one completely out. I didn't understand the range and distance, and I just took off flying, man. I got way out there, and all of a sudden I'm got low battery warning. I didn't have enough juice to get me back, and I was turned around in flight, and I crashed it. Yeah. Make sure you use the correct charger. And I know, man, them guys, I swear, DeWalt and Makita and Milwaukee and even the Harbor Freight all got different configurations. So they don't want you mixing and matching batteries. They want you spending the money on their battery. But if you mix those incompatible chargers, can reduce battery performance or damage the pack. Keeping them clean too, especially the contacts. Occasionally wipe the battery contacts clean, and that's both on the tool and the battery. Q-tip or a folded towel or something in there. And sometimes you may have to spray if those old copper fittings, they'll get corrosion on them every now and then. You get dirt in it and won't get a good contact. And you think you've got a faulty tool. Well, you just got perhaps a faulty contact. But a good electrical contact means better charging and better performance. And make sure the old AC kicked on. I hope that doesn't interfere or make too much noise on here. I'm down in the man cave in the HVA system. It's just on the other side of the curtain there. Ugh, excuse me. Anyway, store the batteries properly. If the batteries won't be used for an extended period, store them in a dry, cool location. Avoid freezing temperatures. Avoid excessive heat, and inspect them regularly. And inspect your batteries before, inspecting your batteries. Never continue using batteries that are cracked, swollen, leaking, overheating, physically damaged. Damaged lithium-ion batteries can become a fire hazard. And I do that with some of my drone batteries all the time. I'm always real concerned about them, because if they're swollen, they won't stay latched in, and plus they'll probably overheat and could fail in flight. And you don't want a 5-pound or a 3-pound drone dropping out of the sky where it could hit somebody or crash into something. But anyway, professional workers don't just maintain their tools. They maintain the power that drives them. Take care of your batteries, and they'll take care of you. That's the same with charging stations. Make sure your charging station is in a well-protected area. Make sure the cord's in a way that people won't trip over it, or it could become disconnected. And then you've got a whole bank of batteries sitting there, and none of them are charged up because the power's been kicked off of them, and nobody recognized it. I've seen that happen. But these new tools, these battery-powered tools, and they've got everything. I have watched that evolution over the past 15 or 20 years, and they've been through some evolutions themselves. They started out with the old nickel cadmium of various batteries, and then these lithium ions came on the scene, and that really changed the world of cordless tools. So be grateful you got them. I'll tell you what, I remember the day of stretching power cords and never having enough power on a job site. Everybody's unplugging everybody, having ground fault circuit interrupters on everything. And this battery powered tool revolution has really changed the way we work. Be grateful for them. Take care of them out there. Send me a chat and let me know about your experience. Some of you gray beards out there, how you've watched cordless battery operated tools change the way you work. All right. Now, this week on the channel, on the other channel, the Toolbox Safety channel right here, we're continuing our PPE series with hand protection. You know, your hands are your livelihood. Everything you do requires your hands. You can think about the job and you can plan the job, but eventually your hands come into play. Construction workers use their hands every minute of every shift. From They build, repair, lift, carry, measure, cut, weld, operate, guide, protect. Your hands, you use them for as much as your eyes, as much as your hearing. Well, maybe not, but you can't work if you ain't got your hands. And yet hand injuries remain one of the most common injuries in construction. Now, this week's video, we'll be talking about some common hand hazards, choosing the correct glove, and there's different types of gloves, cut resistance. I think some companies now demand a minimum of a cut level 4, cut level 5, just for walking around, and I've watched that evolve too over the years, the thing about wearing gloves that, wearing gloves was specifically when you're engaged in something. Well, your hands are always engaged in something. And I would hear the complaints, well, all I'm doing is this. I'm using a hammer. I'm doing this. And of course, glove manufacturers got into the game, and they've developed cut level 4 or 5 gloves with very good dexterity. You pick a dime up off a countertop with them, and they're comfortable. You can wear them all day, wear them through multiple tasks. And the only time on some job sites now, especially some of these well-trained younger workers, the only time I see them take their gloves off is at lunchtime to eat their sandwich, their burritos or whatever. That's the only time I see them take their gloves off nowadays. So it's amazing. And gloves, they can really protect your hands. But there's chemical resistant gloves, and then you got impact protection gloves. There's heat resistant gloves. And another thing we got to do is ensure proper fit. Inspecting the gloves. Yes, inspecting the gloves, especially your specialty gloves like chemical protection gloves or heat resistant gloves. You want to make sure they're in good order before you put them into work. And how to ensure the maintenance of some high dollar gloves out there. So you want to take care of them. Then we talk about some common mistakes, and when gloves should not be worn around rotating equipment. I've had situations where the guys were like, hey man, and we talked about it, and I said, yeah, you're right. But when you're done, let's get back into the don't let this be your door into laxing your conscientiousness about wearing a glove at other times. And we'll also discuss why gloves are only one part of hand protection. Awareness, good planning, proper tools, and thoughtful work habits remain your first line of defense, because your hands have built everything you own. Think about that. Your hands have built everything that you own. Take care of them. All right. How we doing this morning, boy? I need to stretch. It's early. It is 5:44. We're getting ready to rock and roll out of here. I can hear the motors running. I can smell the coffee. How's everybody doing this morning? Good to know you're out there. I once heard that 25% of the population is somehow involved with or related to the construction industry. So it's important. We're out there doing the things that's required. And, power plants, boy, I don't want my power plant going down. Not right now with this high pressure dome that's moving in over the southeast. It's going to be 100 degrees or better in some parts of the southeast in the next few days. I want to keep power up. And I appreciate you guys who get out there and handle them shutdowns and make sure the power infrastructure. I appreciate you line workers getting out there. I really do. I'm grateful that you guys get out there and do the things that need to be done to keep this country rolling. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. How about my demolition buddies? The unsung heroes in my mind. Think about it. You see these guys tearing down a house or something, you go, well, okay, somebody built them a new house. What about these huge demolition projects? I've had the pleasure of working with some premier demolition companies in my career, and had the unique opportunity of watching them become from the mom and pop to real players in regions and national. And it's the attitude of the workforce that makes a difference every single time. The leadership has decided they're going to be the premier in this region or premier in this demolition contractor in this city, and they call themselves that, and then they train the workforce to be safe, timely, and efficient. They train their workforce to be professional, to look professional, to dress professional, to act professional, to believe they're professional, and come in, and all of them are appropriately branded, wearing the proper PPE, doing the proper safety meetings. And nowadays, when I go into the field, I'm especially some of them I've worked with in the past, and I'm amazed at how well trained and motivated and dedicated they are. And I'm impressed. And when they say, hey, Scott, and they're good to see me, I ain't seen them in 5 years, and they come up and they're glad to see me, and I'm glad to see them, and we get to talk about how we have changed the face of the industry. I tell you what, there's nothing like it. And it makes competition good. You've got to be a performer out there. And I just got a call the other day, some little old company that decided to call themselves Demo something or another, and got out there and overcommitted and underperformed, and the contractor's calling me going, hey, do you still work for so-and-so? And I go, nah, I'm semi-retired. I consult for them quite a bit, and I'll get them hooked up. And, I'm real particular about who I throw things to. So I made a decision and placed a call, and the person I called, he was happy to get right on that. He was going to call him just as soon as we hung up, and I'll follow up today. make sure that went smoothly. But that's real important that that gets taken care of. That you have the attitude and like you call it swag. You got to have the swag, man. I'd tell guys, man, I say, you got the swag of a 12-year-old girl. What's the matter with you? Come on, get it up. Pump that chest. Get that chest stood out there. Know you are here to do a job, and you're going to do the best job of anybody around. I would tell the guys, I would tell them, I said, we're going to be the example that the GC points at and says, that's the kind of contractor you need to be. When he's out there giving somebody a rough time for underperformance, you want them to look at your team and go, yeah, that's what I want. Those guys are doing the right things. That's who I need. That's who I want. And that's how I want everybody on this job site to act. You shine. You get out there and you shine. You do what's required. Make your team proud. Make them the big dogs on the job. It's amazing how well that will work. All right. Here we go. Can you believe we have zoomed through almost a full hour? Because it is now 5:52 in the morning. East Coast. Coming to you from the wonderful, beautiful Southern Appalachian Mountains. Quick shout out to Starlink. If it weren't for Starlink, I couldn't do this from my humble abode, my fortress in the mountains. Anyway, friends, man, here we are. Another Monday morning. Coffee cups are getting lighter. Yeah, mine's not as full as it was earlier. Trucks are getting closer to the job site, getting fueled up, getting ready to go. Another week of opportunity is waiting. This is your opportunity. Every day is a brand new opportunity for you to shine. Now, let's remember this week's lesson. Tools don't make the craftsman. Character does. Skill does. Repetition. Skill lies in repetition. Your pride, your humble pride. Protect your hands. Respect the weather. Take care of your equipment. Take care of those batteries. Look after your coworkers. And never forget, the strongest crews aren't the ones with the newest tools. They're the ones with the best habits. So get out there and shine. Get out there and be the leaders on the job site. Get out there and show them what you're made of. Show them what you're made of. Get out there. You can do this. And it'll become a habit. You know, good habits are hard to form. I tell you that good habits are hard to form. But the thing is, good habits, once you form them, they're easy to keep as long as you maintain them. It's just like taking a shower every day when you get home. That's a good habit. And you've seen the one or two guys in your life that seemed like they never took a shower. Or maybe they didn't have the resources, or maybe they were too lazy, or maybe whatever, or maybe they come in with beer on their breath from the night before, bloodshot eyes. Don't have those people around you. Don't associate with that. Keep a clean lifestyle. Take care of your family. Take care of yourself. Take care of your coworkers. But the best workers are the ones with the best habit. From old me here at Monday Morning Bubba, from the ever watchful Pluriforia smiling quietly from somewhere in the digital Appalachian Mountains, thank you for making us a part of your Monday morning. Be safe. Be timely. Be efficient. Now, let's get out there. Let's go build something worthwhile. Have a wonderful week, everybody. And most importantly, and I say this every day, have a grateful day. Have a grateful week. And we'll see you next time.